Hi, Steve Lackmeyer with another edition of OKC Central. Today I am thrilled to be here with Ray Ackerman. Ray, you have been a longtime civic leader, civic booster. You were with Ackerman McQueen, now retired. And many people say you were the guy crazy enough to think that we could have a real river where there was a ditch. Why did you think all this could be possible?
Well, first of all, I thought we needed it before I thought it was possible. I thought we needed it because our company for years handled advertising for either the state or the city, and I was so upset by this dry and dusty image we had, when in reality we had lots of water. But when you drove over that dusty ditch we called a river on your way in from the airport, it would never beat that bad image. So the first idea was to get water in the river. And then through a guy like Mike Knopp, I discovered that we had a future in rowing. Then I really got excited about it. And as you and I have discussed, the Corps of Engineers did us a great favor in the 50s. They accidentally designed a world-class rowing venue that's straight, slightly recessed from the wind, and riprap on the side, and it's close to the fun and games part of the city. So it wasn't too hard to get excited about rowing. Once I saw all these things happening, we are known throughout the rowing community in Europe, everywhere. And the Olympic designation for kayak and rowing is the only river in the world that has the Olympic designation on it.
Now, but before all that was even possible, before Mike Knopp could even get a single rowboat out here, you had to convince your peers at the Greater Oklahoma City Chamber and city government, city leadership, that this was doable. How did you make that sale?
Well, if you study the history of any of the great cities in the United States or in the world, they really are connected with water one way or the other. If it's not on a river, it's on a bay or it's on the ocean. So we needed to develop what we had. I did not believe the stories I heard that the river would not hold water. So with the help of Pat Downs, the Director of Development for the Oklahoma City Riverfront Redevelopment Authority, we got the trust to spend the money to prove that it would hold water. And then it was a no-brainer at a Board of Directors retreat in Seminole in October of 1990 to get river development and a canal into a package called Visions for a New Frontier that the mayor gave a better name to called MAPS, and we went on from there.
Now, these days, we've got Boathouse Row under development. We're at the original boathouse, Chesapeake Energy Boathouse. We've got the American Indian Cultural Center under construction across the riverbank. We've got a little hotel road developing along the river at Meridian. What do you think we could use next along the river?
I'd like to see a first-class golf course and a five-star hotel in connection with it. These huge sporting events, and we've had a couple here, the NCAA tournament thing, you get some heavy breathers coming in, that pay thousands of dollars for a ticket, and they are expecting a first-class place to stay close to a golf course, and we ought to put them on our river. We need to upscale the lodging and entertainment area, golf particularly, a little bit.
Ray, you've remained very active in marketing ideas. You were the one who pushed to rename it the Oklahoma River. That became your mission in life for quite some time before it became a reality. You've been pushing for the big friendly. Make your case.
I can't imagine any slogan in the world would be better for a city to be known as than the big friendly. We all advertise what we've got, our rowing, our golf courses, our restaurants, the climate. But to say on top of all that we're the big friendly, implying that we are the friendliest city in the world, that's hard to beat. Huh?
Ray, again, thank you so much for visiting with us. This is another episode of OKC Central. For all your latest downtown development news, visit my blog at www.okccentral.com for all your latest on news, sports, weather, business. Visit News OK for movie listings, restaurant reviews, festivities, WIMGO. At the turn of the century, the Oklahoma River was the place to be. People strolled down the banks, rowing along what was then known as the North Canadian River. But severe flooding, first in the 1920s, again in the 1930s, put an end to the city's water attraction. Almost a century later, though, the river is coming back to life. Settlers flocked to central Oklahoma and created Oklahoma City because they saw the river and the presence of major rail lines as a prime spot. During the first 20 years of the city's existence, the river was home to the city's zoo, a baseball park, and Del Mar Gardens, Oklahoma City's own version of Coney Island. The waterway was reduced to a floodway in the 1950s after a series of storms caused the river to overflow, devastating nearby neighborhoods. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers straightened the river, removed most of the trees, and lined the banks with rocks. All the attractions either moved or closed for good. For the next 50 years or so, city leaders pitched one idea after another to fix the fix. Not until the passage of the MAPS initiative by voters in 1993 did the city finally move forward with a plan. 3 dams were built to create a series of river lakes with trails and parks along the shores. Before work even began, Mike Knopp, a rowing enthusiast, led a group of rowers along a rain-filled riverbed to show a vision of what could follow. Ray Ackerman, a longtime civic booster who ensured the river improvements were included on a MAPS ballot, led the effort to rename the North Canadian River to the Oklahoma River. People did return. Knopp's vision resulted in construction of the Chesapeake Boathouse. Prestigious regattas followed, as did drag boat races, jet skiing, and fishing. Even more development is underway, with work about to begin on at least 3 more boathouses, a finish line tower, and Olympic training facilities. These photos and more can be obtained through Pictopia at News OK.